Na dann, fangen wir doch mit unserer Akon-Story an. Das ist ja dann eigentlich bloß. Stimmt, das haben wir ja auch noch. Maskerade der Frevler. Flutsonniger, wenn Tages gekommen, an dem ihr aus dem Gefängnis entlassen werdet. Die haben mitbekommen, dass ich überall rumgelaufen bin, ne? Das ist auch geil. Du wirst aus dem Gefängnis entlassen. Oh, warte mal, ich war schon ewig nicht mehr drin. Hä? Jetzt bin ich hier unten. Da war's. Schande über mich, ich habe nicht mehr gefarmt. Ja, ich hab's auch bloß gemacht wegen Ding, damit ich da jetzt am Samstag noch schnell farmen kann. Ja, und jetzt hab ich sie dann fast. Jetzt fehlt dann halt bloß noch für ihre Talente. Und... Oh ja, Artefakte muss ich auch noch farmen. Oh Gott, jetzt habe ich jetzt schon keinen Bock mehr. Aber seit den Vorfällen von Meopede ist einige Zeit vergangen und der Tag eurer Freilassung rückt immer näher.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life.
Okay, aber eine Frage. Wir mussten jetzt von 4.1 bis 4.2 warten, damit die entlassen werden. Ich dachte, die Strafe war nur 3 Tage. Was ist das für Verhältnis wieder?
Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day. We're supposed to leave.
Oder waren es 3 Wochen?
Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now.
45 Tage, echt? Ich bild mir ein, das war weniger, viel weniger. Stimmt, ja, wir waren ja schon alleine mit der ersten Quest schon länger drin. Stimmt, ja. Ha. Ich dachte, das waren weniger. Na gut, dann nehme ich alles zurück. Oder er lügt mich alle an. Nee, Schmarre. Das wäre jetzt nicht das erste Mal, dass ich das vergesse. Als ob ich aufpasse. Ich meine, das wird genau einmal erwähnt und das ist am Anfang.
Sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the fortress of Meripede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and...
Alter, wir waren vor 5 Minuten erst oben. Was soll denn der Scheiß?
What's happening?
Alter, wir stehen vor dir, was sollen wir wissen? Alles in Ordnung?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
42 zu viele doofer Start. Ja, waren bestimmt die Grünen. Nix Schmarre, Alter. Das ist momentan Standard. Aussage. Weißt du, gerade können wir rausgehen, Alter. Weißt du, jetzt müssen wir da wieder rein. Eieieiei.
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Ich weiß übrigens noch, wie er ausgesprochen wird. Risley. Ha! Lustigerweise kann ich mir den echt noch merken.
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface.
Was?
Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
Alter, sag doch sowas nicht.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. I'll Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Der Rohrreinigungstag, sehr
Wait,
gut.
seriously?
Eigentlich ist von heute der Tag, an dem wir uns von dem Vor verabschieden.
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now?
Können wir euch nicht noch länger einsperren?
That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice.
Viele Menschen haben uns geholfen.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now. Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
Oh, mein Stuhl sieht man in der Kamera. Deswegen, ich dachte schon, hell. Da. Entschuldigung.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
Die Aussage.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
Nein, es ist nicht nötig. Es ist ja nicht so, dass wir nie wiederkommen werden.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Merpeed is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Nervlev was the one who asked us to come here, we should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia. You're going to see Monsieur Nervillette? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Alter, weil ich jetzt die Siegschwin sehe. Habt ihr das Meme gesehen, dass die Siegschwin ihre Maske dann runternimmt und eigentlich wirklich wie eine Melusine ausschaut, aber nur das Gesicht von jemandem runtergeschnitten hat und sich selbst aufgeklebt hat? Oh, wie ich das gesehen habe, einfach so. Leider würde ich das ihr zutrauen, ne? So creepy, wie die manchmal rüberkommt. Da dachte ich mir so. Okay. Fast so ein fieses Meme, aber nach der Aktion, Alter, war das schon irgendwie cool. Wo sie da so, oh, ich beobachte gern Menschen und Die Katze versucht Palmen zu fangen am Fernseher. Solange sie es nicht zerkratzt. Was ist hier los?
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Alter, was war das jetzt für unterschiedlicher Ton? So, halt! Oder, oh, okay, ihr seid ja freundlich, ihr könnt da reingehen, das ist erlaubt.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Was für Hände meinst du, diese Stoffhandschuhe?
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening.
Können eigentlich Melusinen fliegen mit ihren Flügelchen? Oder wenigstens schweben oder gleiten oder so? Cooler Übergang.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first.
Musst du wieder Wasser kosten?
In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
Sitzt du nicht nur dort und überlegt?
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Alter, du saßt du dort und hast überlegt, ey. Was ist denn los? Bist du Programmierer? Das war jetzt übrigens kein Ding gegen Programmierer, sondern ein Kumpel von mir hat das mal erzählt. Der sitzt einen halben Tag dort und überlegt halt, was er am besten macht als nächstes.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
Ja, wir wurden ja auch von dir geleimt, Alter. Weißt du, uns den Kuchen anbieten und dann uns einsperren.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
Du und Paimon erzählen Neuvillette, was seit dem Vorfall mit dem Urmeer passiert ist, sowie von seinem Teil.
A
Irgendwas.
massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Was für ein Wal? Ich hab das schon wieder vergessen. Kann es sein, dass das die letzte Szene war mit dem Child oder so? Ich hab keine Ahnung mehr.
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea.
Endszene vom letzten Akt. Ja, dunkel erinnere ich mich jetzt noch dran, glaube ich.
A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Ja, er stammt nicht aus Fontaine, deshalb wird er sich nicht auflösen.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
Es gibt noch etwas, das wir dich fragen möchten.
Yes? What is it?
Was ist das für ein Beben, das wir vorhin gespürt haben?
Oh, right. Paimon felt it too. We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no. What about all the people there?
Gluck, gluck.
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her.
Ich höre die ganze Zeit Croissant raus, Alter, anstatt Poisson. Das Hauptquartier des Spinner der Rulesula.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I finish things here.
Das klingt nach einem Plan.
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
Wie wir halt schon so automatisch mit eingespannt sind, Alter. Nur so, ihr geht da hin, gut, passt schon. Ich soll das Zeug einsammeln. Poisson. Wir gehen jetzt zum Croissant. Ich finde den neuen 4-Sterne-Charakter irgendwie cool. Fürs nächste Mal. Den, wo sie vorgestellt haben.
Oh no. What happened here?
Ach, der schaut nur gut aus. Bisschen Klebstoff und ein wenig Klebeband, dann geht es wieder. Aber der scheint nun in einem ziemlich schlechten Zustand zu sein. Alter, die sahen vorher schon nicht gut aus. Scheint noch niemand zu sein. Wurden sie alle aufgelöst? Nein, gehen wir noch nicht vom Schlimmsten aus.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Alter, wie hoch ist das denn gestiegen? Die sind wahrscheinlich alle im Schiff oder so. Oder was auch immer das ist. Doch, schaut doch nur gut aus. Er ist bloß ein wenig krumm. Das kann man wieder reparieren. Da hat jemand seinen Fisch vergessen. Halt, warte mal, wir müssen da gar nicht hin, Alter. Ich flieg schon wieder, weiß der Geier wohin. Scheiße. Ja, das kommt davon, wenn man nicht auf die Map schaut. Oh, da oben ist einer. Alter, ist es bis hier hochgegangen?
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Vom Dach steigen.
Look, there's someone on the roof over there.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry. I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My Desiree!
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! My leg! How could this have happened? It hurts!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
Autsch. Guten Abend, Klaus. Aber ist die umgekommen oder hat die sich aufgelöst? Das wäre jetzt eine gute Frage. Und was halt auch das Ding ist, wie schnell ist denn das Wasser gestiegen, dass die nicht mehr wegkommen? Oh oh.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. Him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and eventually...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents. We still haven't completed the head count, but we'll have some numbers soon.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Wir sind hier, zu helfen.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really can't express how grateful I am.
Moment, uns fehlen doch noch ein paar Leute, oder?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Wo sind Melos und Silver? Oh, die waren mit uns.
Demoiselle, we've got a situation here.
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
And out she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Na, aber ständig in Bewegung, reden mit vielen Menschen und organisiert unterschiedliche Angelegenheiten. Jede ihrer Entscheidung ist klar und vernünftig.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be sure to have everyone at the Spina di Rosula ready to render assistance. Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
Ich verstehe.
Thank you.
Oh! Ist das euer fucking Ernst jetzt schon wieder? Alter, es ist nicht euer Scheiß Ernst jetzt, ne? Ey, warum kann ich den Dreck nicht abbrechen? Warum ist der Spacko da überhaupt? Sollte der Abruf nicht gehen mit dem neuen Update? Ja, scheinbar ja nicht. Oder muss ich auf die Dinger gehen? Fuck. Warum sind die denn überhaupt hier, Alter? Verzieht euch von meinem Auftrag. Es ist nur übersichtlicher geworden, ja, scheinbar. Dass die halt genau an derselben Stelle jetzt hier rumgammeln müssen.
You took your time.
Ja, tut mir leid, dass es eine Woche gedauert hat.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
Ja, und jetzt seid ihr in meiner anderen Mission.
It's been a while, Annette. We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
Einfach schnell drücken. Ja, es geht halt leider auch nicht. Das Blöde ist halt, dass ich den seine...
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiancé? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma, I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
Ach, scheiße, die sind immer noch da. Fragen dann nach Infos aus, so jetzt die dann.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't.
Das ist heutzutage mit immer das Standard.
But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, oh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy, or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Entschuldigung.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes, he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
Okay, geht einfach weiter.
Hi there. You're Gemma, right?
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Linny, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right, sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be...
Oh. Da war der Abzugfinger zu schnell.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
Wahrscheinlich hast du jemand bedroht deswegen.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
Vielleicht vertraut sie uns nicht.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us.
Ja, und schau mal dich an mit einem komischen, dämlichen Hut, Alter. Die würde ich auch nicht trauen.
In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Ja, und bleib in dem Scheißhotel, bis ich mit Akt 5 fertig bin, ist das klar? Ich kann immer noch nicht weitermachen mit der anderen Aufgabe, oder? Warte mal, wir müssen bis zum nächsten Tag warten. Wahrscheinlich einfach, damit die weg sind. Warte mal, kurz vor Ding. Warte mal bis 10. War es 8? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Als ob ich schon wieder aufgepasst hätte. Manchmal bin ich froh, wenn ich am nächsten Tag noch meinen Namen weiß. Ja! Ich hoffe, Linne sperrt sich in ein scheiß Zimmer ein und geht keinem mehr auf den Sack jetzt für die Mission. Oh Gott, ich weiß, dass er nochmal irgendwo im Weg sein wird.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Da waren vorhin mehr, wir mussten es erst verscheuchen.
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
Du musst es nicht mehr zurückhalten.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver... They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Navia.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else. I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Hey, das ist schon das zweite Mal.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Ja, wir sind für dich da.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Julianne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver. So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Niemand hat die Opfer bringen müssen.
Right. Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Ich finde dich zwar cool, aber muss das jetzt sein?
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. But that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals.
Zeit für eine Zusammenarbeit ist also gekommen.
Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck, and at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents.
Hey, das ist gelogen. Linne ist gerade und Lynette sind gerade zu dem Hotel.
Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task.
Vertraust du einem Außenstehenden wie mir?
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family. But Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Navia ist starkherzig, aber sie braucht jetzt Gesellschaft. Wir können diese Gesellschaft sein, wenn sie mit uns die Ruinen erkundet.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, Traveler?
Ich habe keine Auswahlmöglichkeit, ich muss sie ja scheinbar erkunden. Wir werden die Ruinen gemeinsam erkunden.
All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.